welcome back to Tarot Tats and Tea. I'm just going to share with you some beautiful gifts that I was given yesterday for my birthday, and naturally they're all tarot in nature, which I'm absolutely delighted about. There are 2 books and 4 decks, and to be perfectly honest with you, I'm really pleased. One deck is going to take some getting used to, and I'll tell you why when I get to it. I'll save that one till last. So the books, first of all, there are 2 books, and the first one is Baba Yaga's Book of Witchcraft, which is all the Slavic magic from the Witch of the Woods, Madame Pamita. And this tells us all about Slavic legends, and it will go really well with one of my Tarotica decks, also called Slavic Legends. And I already have a book on such legends that tell you all about the different people who are portrayed within that deck, and it gives you a background of understanding. But this book here takes it that little bit further. Whereas this isn't a book that is solely based on the legend, it gives you a lot of other things that you can do and practical activities to go with it. So I'll read the blurb on the back. Pamita takes you on a deep dive into the world of Slavic folk magic. Rich with colour, culture and fairy tale wisdom, this book is as beautiful as it is helpful, which says it all, really. Move swiftly on your own 2 feet, for Baba Yaga you must meet. Discover ancient and modern Slavic magical practices through stories told by the legendary Baba Yaga herself. Learn about the magic of the sun, the moon, the stars, as well as the magic of weather, animals, seasons, stones, food, beeswax and more. Each chapter includes a piece of the fairy tale of Vasilina, comments from Baba Yaga, and hands-on tips and techniques from the author Madame Pamita. Explore magical activities alongside authentic folk tales about the birth of the sun and the land of the blessed ones, step-by-step instructions on how to stitch Ukrainian folk embroidery motifs into protective charms, weave wreaths from herbs, make enchanted poppets, and work with the spirit of the forests, the hearth and the sauna. With a bounty full of tips and information, this book teaches you to embrace the beauty of these traditional practices and reclaim your own personal magic. Because I do think, we're all able to do something that can enhance our lives. And we can say, well, what is magic? Magic is the planting of the seed and watch it germinate. Magic is taking a breath every day. Magic is life, okay? Sometimes, we're so used to fairy tales and stories and the media when it comes to the term magic. And it's like, it's got to be the occult, it's got to be bad, it's got to be evil. Life is magic. From that first little tiny dot to what we are now. And being able to use your magic, whether it's in growing your own foodstuffs, in cultivating plants and trees, in foraging, it all is a natural magic of nature. And it's wonderful. It gives you a sense of freedom and enjoyment when you take part in these activities. And these here are all things that will help you find where you like to put your goodness in. And it's all positive. It's not sort of summoning the Antichrist, so to speak. The next book is produced by Llewellyn, and it's written by Sandra Kynes, and it's the complete book of correspondences, and it's a comprehensive and cross-reference resource for pagans and Wiccans. So it cross-references plants, minerals, animals, deities, zodiac, moon phases, days and times, Ogham, runes, tarot, elements, numbers, chakra colours and more, and tarot as well. So let's have a read on the back of this one here. Llewellyn's complete book of correspondences is a clear, straightforward companion for pagan and Wiccan rituals and spell work. Entries are cross-referenced, indexed and organised by categories and subcategories, making it easy to find what you need. This comprehensive reference provides a fascinating look at why correspondences are more than just lists of objects to focus intent on. They are fundamental to how we think. When we use correspondences, we weave together our ideas, beliefs and energy, creating deeper meaning in our rituals and spell work as we unite our individuality with a larger purpose. The use of correspondences embodies both physical and symbolic energy and provides the means for uniting the seen and unseen worlds. Packed with content, yet easy to use, Llewellyn's complete book of correspondences covers traditional correspondences and also provides instructions for forging new ones that hold special meaning to you. And the author, Sandra Kynes, is an explorer of Celtic history, myths and magic, and is a member of the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. In addition to leading healing circles and women's rituals, she is a yoga instructor and a Reiki practitioner. She lives in Portland, Maine, and you can visit her online at www.kynes, that's Kynes, or kynes.net. So this is said book. There's an introduction to read, why we use correspondences, etc., and how they link up together, graphs to show you how they link, and how this book is organised, looking at animal kingdoms, the mineral kingdom, deities and other beings, etc., and so on and so forth. And then we get to the issues. So if we look at issues, intentions and powers, so we look at issues, attendance and powers, and everything is broken down into charts like this. So you have your zodiac sign, your moon phases, solar system, full moon, when the full moons are, your seasons, the day, the ogam to use, the rune, the element, the direction, the colour, the chakra, the number, the miscellaneous plants, etc., etc. It all goes to look at what you can put in if you're manifesting something, if you're wanting to go deeper into something, looking at, it covers then authority, awareness, balance, everything that goes into using correspondences. That's your book. Okay, so now I just zip through them. I will possibly, I'm not definitely, possibly give a deeper look into each of these once I actually start using them, and then I'll be able to tell you a lot more. Now, just bear with me. The decks. Again, I'll just show you the decks. I won't open them and go through them. We'll do walkthroughs at a later date. The new Mythic Tarot deck, it was just the deck that I wanted here. However, having looked through this deck, having shuffled it, having played with it, I do think that later on down the line, I may order the kit that has the book as well. This is the new Mythic Tarot deck, depicts the gods and goddesses, heroes and heroines of Greek myths. Familiar archetype characters whose experiences perfectly mirror the shifts and patterns of our lives today. This classic deck was first published in 1989, has now been re-illustrated by Giovanni Caselli, an artist with a passion for the classical world, its literature, symbols and myths. With images rich in psychological insight, the mythical legends depicted in the cards provide wisdom and guidance for seekers of personal growth. So they are beautiful. They do have a frame around them, which doesn't really bother me because I knew that when I was asked, what decks do you want? So I did get to choose them. Although they were bought for me by my husband and my son Joe. They each bought me two each. And they were, well, which decks do you want? Because we don't know what we're looking for. We don't want to get you something you've already got. Now I chose this one. This is the Gilded Tarot Royale. It's a glorious tarot of enchantment and wonderment, with every card made borderless and given a stylish design update. Gilded Tarot Royale elevates the original edition of this deck to new heights of artistic vibrancy and divinatory power. This deck's timeless artistry invites you to explore the spiritual energy that weaves its magic in your life. Artist Shira Marchetti's visionary renderings of tarot, symbolism and archetypes lead to valuable perspectives on the unfolding of destiny. And this comes with the lovely book written by Barbara Moore. So that was that one. Then there is The Witch's Garden by Sasha Graham and the art by Natasha Ilinchik. I can't pronounce your surname, Natasha. Ilinchik. I have probably butchered that and I apologise. So I'm just going to call you Natasha. Okay. So this is the Tarot of the Witch's Garden. This is one that I've been after for some time, and I just like the air of it, the feel from it. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck, and this tells us about manifestation and magic awaits you in the Witch's Garden, cultivating personal intuition as a sublime and as a summer landscape with this enchanting Rider-Waite Smith-style deck. Natasha's delicate watercolour paintings decorate 78 exquisite crafted cards with comforting cottagecore scenes to provide gentle respite from your busy modern world. That is very true. They're actually cards that you could quite easily meditate on. Best-selling author Sasha Graham helps you navigate her lush landscape of symbolic imagery with her full-colour companion book. Tarot of the Witch's Garden is your key to a secret sanctuary that will unlock the latent magic thriving inside of you. So full of magic. Everything is so full of magic and beauty. So that's that there. Okay. And what I like about it, again, like Chiro's deck, it's borderless. It's borderless. So you can, your picture isn't sort of framed in. If you were to meditate on it, you can remove that frame, but when there's no frame there, you don't even have to contemplate it, you don't have to look at it. Your imagination just runs riot. How can this card expand? How can my ideas around it expand? Okay. The next deck, which is the deck that I'm sort of like okay about, is the Tarot of Light and Shadow. This is one that I had been contemplating for some time, and I had looked into it. I hadn't done any YouTube searches on it, so there's nothing in it that I have seen or anything else other than what I've read about it, looking, you know, at the descriptions. And I thought, well, will I choose this one? I chose it anyway. For the first time ever, two decks have been designed to work together in a new multi-layered approach to the tarot. The Shadow deck, your inner world, your instinct and what is unknown, and the Light deck, the outer world, the rationale and what is known. This groundbreaking double deck from bestseller tarot creator John Matthews and renowned Italian artist Andrea Asti allows you to look both within and without, explore both sides of every question and answer, and find the best way forward in the blending of both answers. And I do think that this one I am going to just open up here. I will need to read the book on this. You know, there's some sort of explanation on it before I do go to work with it, which I intend to do today. We have an extra card, the Cosmic Mirror, which I haven't read about. I'm not sure what the Cosmic Mirror card is. But each deck, both backs on them are the same. There's two decks in here. The backs are identical. And that's in order that you can put the two decks together, shuffle them, and deal them, okay? Lay them out in a spread, free read if that's what you do, however you read. But you see, when you turn them over, that's your light and that's your dark, okay? And there are subtle differences in some of the cards. For instance, if we look here, then there's no actual difference on the Cosmic Mirror. The Cosmic Mirror is the same, okay, just different colours. But then when you get to things like the Fool, I've shuffled these so they're not going to be in order, which I'm a bit annoyed with myself about because I just wanted to show you an example. Say now if we're looking at the Fool during the daytime's off he's going, he's got a flower in his hand, there's birds following him. At night time, there's like Venus flytraps and bats flying around. That's the only difference. Now, the other disappointment that I felt is I don't like pip decks that much, and it turns out it's a pip deck, which was a little bit of a disappointment to me, if the truth be known. The artwork is like this, and to be perfectly honest with you, I'm finding it difficult to embrace this artwork, to enjoy it as such. Like I say, the pips were a bit of a disappointment. I didn't see anywhere on the description when I was reading it that it was a pip deck. So that has made me a little bit disappointed. The artwork, like I say, it's sometimes I find, because, for instance, here we have the Page of Wands, okay? So, yes, I suppose you could see that as a page if you looked at it, but when you look at the art, when you look at the actual imagery, and I just want to see if I can find a Major Arcana card here, because see, now I haven't got a Major, but look at the King. Straight away when I looked, I thought, oh, what the hell is that? and it's the king, but my eye was taken away from the actual image of the king and was focusing on all the intricate patterns around, because your eye isn't drawn to the fact that that's a king. It's only because it says it below, and you sort of look at, okay, you can see his face hidden among the pattern, but the patterns on the images take your focus off the wholeness of the image, and you seem to be drawn in to looking at these sort of Aztec type designs within the drawing, which is very difficult. And also, it didn't, when I was reading up about this, I wasn't aware that they have changed pentacles to serpents. Now, I know serpents are an earthly thing, crawl on the, sort of slither on the ground, but why? And that's another thing that doesn't sit well with me. So I cannot claim to say, well, it's great to read with, because I don't know. I haven't tried. It's just that when I saw this and put it back in the box, I thought, oh blast, it's not what I thought it was. Now, what you can do with this is you can shuffle them both together, and that's the idea of this, but then you're going to have, 156 cards in your hand, which is going to be hard to hold, and it's like, okay, well, we'll give it a go, and that's what I'm going to do. I am going to read a bit about it, I'm going to give it a go, and I'm going to try to build up a relationship with this deck, because it's what I did want it. It's the whole idea behind it really appealed to me, but the pips and the intricate patterns. Do you know, sometimes if you see a patterned wallpaper and you're talking to somebody in a room that is filled with this patterned wallpaper, and you happen to look up and it gives you that nausea feeling because it's like too much for your eyes and your brain to sort of look at, that's the sort of thing, okay? It's a little bit too much of this Aztec design, and it takes your focus away from the card as a whole, and you end up focusing on little patterns here and there. Well, that's what I do, which might indicate I'm very easily distracted. So this is going to be a let's wait and see how I get on, and it might be a review further down the line. So that's that. I'm hoping that it grows on me a little bit like the Deviant Moon did, because it took me about a year to be able to work with it. Before I contemplate giving them away and saying, oh, that's just not for me, or reselling them, I like to give it a really good chance to work with it. And Deviant Moon, would you believe, is now one of my most favourite decks to work with. So I'm hoping that does happen with the Tarot of Light and Shadow. If I was to be able to say to the creator, what changes would I do? First of all, I'd get rid of the pips. I'd get rid of pips, and I would change the art style. And I think that would be the way to go. But this is what it is. This is what I've got to work with, and this is where I have to say, Elaine, not every deck you get is going to hit that spot. It's not going to scratch that itch, but I think there is the potential for me to develop a relationship with this deck. I certainly hope there is anyway. So that's what I've got. That's what I'm sharing with you. As I get to work with each of these decks, I'll do a walkthrough, and maybe instead of walkthrough, just do a review of how I'm using the deck and how I find them. So that's that, folks. Thank you for being here as usual, and many of you wished me happy returns on my Facebook page, and I just want to thank you for that too. So do take care, and I'll catch you soon, because we have another episode of our Ancestral Grimoire. It's nearly a project that's finished. We have done that 12 months, or we have nearly done that 12 months, and I have really enjoyed it, and it's lovely, as I have said many times before, to see how our lives today, there are aspects that mirror activities of our ancestors of old. So yeah, loving it. Take care, look after yourselves, and have a great weekend. Bye now.